Welcome to I Hear Voices Theatre Company presents, coming to you from the prestigious Radio Hall. But first, a word from our sponsors. Filmmakers, are you concerned that your latest celluloid offering may be too subtle or esoteric? Or worse still, if it is an adaptation of a much-beloved novel, that it still bears some passing relationship to the story which made it popular in the first place? Are you worried that the resulting team-written, focus-grouped home pile of execrable cliches is not squalid or puerile enough to appeal to the snickering 5-year-olds who are so obviously your target audience? If so, why not contact Jocks Away? Yes, Jocks Away, specialists in providing a broad range of ludicrous Scottish characters designed to add lazy comedy to your tatty big-screen extravaganza. You may be a Canadian comedian pretending to be British, a Kiwi director recreating a seminal work of literary fantasy, or an American wonder kid reimagining a classic science fiction franchise. But if you find Hootsmon acting and endless gratuitous references to bodily functions perennially amusing, then contact Jocks Away. From Ockeye the New to Old Lang Syne, all our Scotsmen are guaranteed 100% ridiculous. So, if you want an easy, recognized cultural stereotype to stand in for a real character, and it's too politically dangerous to use a wacky black person, or you've just run out of jokes about the French, why not pick up the phone and dial Jocks Away? But don't even think about reversing the charges. Jocks Away for all your comedy Scotsman needs. A McHimla, McCrippin, McHaig company. And now, McHimla, McCrippin, McHaig presents The Adventures of Bentley Strangetrousers. Bentley Strangetrousers and a quantum of Sporran. A porridge in 4 servings. Bowl 3. A tyranny in Tartan. Previously on the Adventures of Bentley Strangetrousers.
The police and security services will now fall exclusively under the command of the royal household, with the exception of MI5 1/4, which we, His Majesty, disband with immediate effect.
Great labour exchange horrors!
Oh, Bentley, we're out of a job. What's to become of us?
Now, my beautifully Scottish people, let the purple reign of heliotrope commence.
1 year later, and our story continues in a very different Great Britain.
Okay. What's been going on here, then?
Is there a problem, officers?
That rather depends on you, sir. Constable McDixon. If you could pass the breathalyzer to the resolutely English gentleman. Now, sir, if you'd just care to blow firmly into the teat.
I can't imagine there being any problem, Sergeant.
We'll be the judge of that, sir. Constable?
Sober, sir. Stone cold sober.
Get this lunatic off the road!
Right, sir.
Right, come away, you swine. You'll get 18 months for this.
And so it is, dear McListeners, that we spy, walking inconspicuously under cover of daylight, a lone, nondescript figure, his hat buttoned up tight, and his trench coat drawn down over his head at a jaunty angle. With 2 bulging suitcases tucked under each leg, he shuffles exhausted along a country lane, approaching as he does a traditional, quiet, genteel English public house.
Oh, the naughty cock and badger. Time to see what the reign of heliotrope has done to you. Excuse me. Thank you. Yes, if I could just squeeze by before you throw... well, never mind. Thank you, most kind. If you could possibly let me through and...
I'm sorry, the snug is booked for a private drunken brawl.
In that case, Tell the organisers of the fight that Mr. Culloden has returned from his trip to the distillery and has secured all the barrels.
I think you'd best come inside.
Bless 'em ass. Good to see you, old fellow. Where is everyone?
Just down here, Bentley, taking refuge in the cellar.
The Wanderer returns.
Benders, you devil, you're alive!
Leyland Odloons, you old son of a father. Good grief, man. Why are you and Lessamas sporting those ridiculous ginger beards?
Oh, Bentley, we were worried sick. All these months, all these long, terrible Tartan months. I never thought I'd see your face again. Your strong, square-jawed, dominating masculine face. Oh, kiss me, you mad, mad fool.
Steady on, Miss Pencil Skirt. There's no time for any of that Noel coward stuff now. Where's Sir Royce?
Hey, strange trousers. Now then, sir, let's get your bucket all nice and straightened up.
Don't fuss, little woman. Sir Royce, I have returned from my mission.
Excellent work. Very, very good work, and delightful to see you again, looking so wonderfully unfamiliar. Who are you?
Strange trousers, sir.
Oh, yes, strange trousers, of course, strange trousers. And he would be?
That's me, sir.
Excellent. And who's after him?
No one, sir.
No queuing today, then. Must have all the counters open. Is it pension day already? Whilst I'm here, I think I might as well buy a stamp.
I think what Sir Royce is trying to say is that it's time for you to be debriefed. Shall we do that now, Bentley? Shall I debrief you here, in front of everybody? Or would you rather I take you into the back room and debrief you alone? Just the two of us. What would you desire?
I would say that now, here, might be safer.
Oh, I see. You prefer to let people watch, do you? Well, I'm flexible if you are. You thoroughly reprehensible man.
Come on, Pencil Skirt, let the fellow up for air.
Colonel Horatio Shirts, wildman, explorer, con artist and rogue. What are you doing back in England? Last I heard, you were halfway up the Amazon.
I know, but then her husband found out. Besides which, I couldn't resist the call of the old country in its hour of need.
And what was its call?
Horrors, strange trousers, horrors. The whole of England is deformed beneath the thistle yoke of heliotrope. The endless bottles of scotch, the enforced diet of offal and deep-fried confectionery, the brawling in the street with great hairy ginger men in skirts.
Yes, but surely that's pretty much a standard night out for you, Colonel.
I know. I don't feel special anymore. And not even a sniff of a royalty check to boot.
It's awful, Bentley. Really terrible. King Raoul has completely outlawed the class system. The upper and middle classes have been abolished by royal decree.
And the working class?
All reclassified as Scottish.
Does no one protest?
Anyone who does risks arrest and being brought before the Palace Committee for un-Scottish activities.
And then what?
Deportation? To bottle single malt in the Orkney Gulag? Or worse?
Worse?
Since heliotrope took power, there have been dark murmurings in hidden back rooms. Words spoken only by those whose job it once was to deal in clandestine terror. Rumours of a place which strikes fear into even those hardened hearts. A place so terrible no Englishman can enter and retain his soul. Little is known of this fell chamber except a name, and that alone has cost the lives and minds of men stronger than you or I.
What is the name of this place?
Room 1, Och 1. And this is the final destination of all those deemed too un-Scottish.
And what is heliotrope defining as un-Scottish?
Little things. Omitting the muck when publicly using a person's surname. Discussing the weather extensively and in a vaguely dissatisfied manner. When in a pub employing the phrase, "Surely it's my round next." Flatly refusing to smile in wedding photographs. Passive aggression. Shaving, embarrassment, the use of underpants, and acknowledging the existence of Test cricket.
The fiend!
I know, Bentley, and that's not even getting onto the standardised national dress code. In fact, got up like that, I'm amazed you escaped capture by the Imperial Sporran troopers.
The Imperial what troopers?
Heliotrope's fashion police.
Whilst you've been away, King Raoul has decreed the kilt to be the only legal leg covering acceptable for men of knee-displaying age.
Kilts compulsory? Foul flapping skirt-style tartan terrors! Nevertheless, I'm sure this thigh-high pleated perversion has not diminished the upright resolve of the proud men of England.
Well, I don't know about that, Strangetrousers. These dash kilts get damn drafty in the winter months, so a certain degree of diminishment is inevitable. And the less said about my upright resolve, the better.
Once again, shirts, you are content to kowtow to those single-built swilling swine.
Gratamas! Good God, man, what are you...
Is it only the supreme deductive intellect of I, Sir Professor Patrick Gratamas, that can perceive the fatal flaw in the sartorial edicts of the villainous heliotrope?
Professor, what's going on?
I have detected the loophole in the law. Budge up, odd loons. Let old Gratamas take the weight off, eh? Now, heliotrope was not constitutionally able to make kilts compulsory. He has instead merely made trousers illegal. Therefore, as long as a fellow officially eschews his bags, he can walk abroad without fear of being fingered by the bobbies.
So that's why you're completely naked.
Indeed, as long as I remain entirely starkers, the secret police will not lay a finger upon me.
And they're not the only ones.
Shut up, Lessemas. Now, I merely present myself as Mother Nature intended.
Yes, provided what she intended to present was a 47-stone blanched walrus with scrotal dandruff and cellulite like over-generously applied pebble dash.
Heresy! Heresy!
Professors, please! So, Gratamas, to clarify, you are now officially a naturist.
Card carrying.
And where do you carry it?
You don't want to know. Still, the whole experience has had the odd, unexpected bonus. For example, this week, I finally made the cover of Nude Scientist magazine. Look here. Feast your eyes on my extensive centre spread.
Great whale blubber Sunday leftovers. For God's sakes, Professor, put it away. I'm eating.
No, you're not.
Yes, but I intend to at some point. And there's only so long a man can attempt to claw out his own eyes.
Well, I, for one, think they are remarkable. And the copy, too, is excellent. Little woman, orate if you'll be so good.
Of course, Professor. Bubbly, fun-loving Sir Professor Patrick McGrath, pictured left, right, above, below, and frankly everywhere, relaxes in the seclusion of his top-secret research laboratory. His vital statistics are 68, 78, 68, 4... And his hobbies include chemical weapons development, nuclear proliferation, travel, anthrax, and promoting world peace.
You always have to drop in those last two, or you won't get through to the swimwear pageant.
Professor, can we please return to the matter in hand before I'm forced to consider a sideways move into preemptive lesbianism? Control yourself, Marjorie. Now, Bentley, what news do you bring from the outside world?
Well, Miss Pencilskirt, lastly, and necessarily in that order, our rightful Queen, Elizabeth I Part II, is safe in hiding in the Caribbean. Most of the Commonwealth are sympathetic, but unwilling to make a move against Heliotrope due to the apparent strength of his claim.
So we're on our own, then?
Pretty much, Colonel. However, I have managed to smuggle back some provisions. Odloons, be a good chap and pass me that tan suitcase. Behold, ladies and gentlemen, a gift from the Commonwealth.
Caribbean rum? That's the last thing this distillery-infested country needs.
Not the rum, Hubert. what's sewn in underneath it.
Good God! Strangetrousers! How many packets did you get through the blockade?
Over 100. Concentrated, sealed, entirely uncut. Class A quality merchandise.
Bentley, have you any idea how illegal this is?
Oh, never mind that. Think of its street value. We could live like kings if we pushed all that.
Hands off, shirts. These compressed slabs of illicit brown bliss are to fund the revolution, not your filthy habits.
So, Benters, what strength is it?
Oh, various. These ones here are only Earl Grey, but the bottom layer is full English breakfast.
Strangetrousers, I must have some at once. It's been cold turkey for 8 months now, and however much I brew that up, it still tastes horrible. Oh, the kettle, the hot spoon, the unbridled joy of chasing the teapot once more.
Control yourself, Professor. Now, pull yourself together, man, or I slap Lessermass again.
I'd rather you didn't, Bentley.
Sorry, I just got caught up in the heat of the moment.
Then, might I suggest a soothing, relaxing cup of tea?
A brilliant idea, Professor. I'll just put on the... Wait a minute. Take your hands off that tea strainer.
Spoil sport!
Who's that?
I'm not sure. Marjorie, quickly, close that suitcase and put it somewhere no one in their right mind would want to look for it.
Sit on that, will you, Professor?
Of course, child.
Now, everyone, look Scottish. Hubert, the pipes. Leyland shirts, the casual violets. You can shove your granny off your bus. Oh, you can shove your granny off.
Okay. What's been going on here, then?
Halfpenny. Late of the Department of Accounts, Departmental Accounts Department.
Strangetrousers. I see you've returned from your entirely frivolous and most fiscally inexpedient overseas holiday. Mission.
I'd like to say it's good to see you, but no, I just can't.
And frigid felicitations to you too, Strangetrousers.
Enough, gentlemen. Mr. Halfpenny, have you located the resource?
I believe I have, Miss Pencilskirt, and it is at liberty.
The resource?
Indeed, Strangetrousers. Have you not noticed that someone is missing?
Oh, no, Wait a moment. Indiana Phil!
Quite so. Shortly after you went off on your travels, the Professor was called to the palace. The rumour was he'd discovered additional evidence which could bring into question Heliotrope's entire claim to the throne. However, he never returned from Buck House. Nothing has been heard of him for 9 whole months. We assumed he was dead.
Or pregnant.
Oh, shut up, Greater Mass. But this morning, when I was checking one of our dead-drop communication points, I found this.
His trusty trowel. But what's this scratched onto the blade? Have escaped. On the run. Just like old times. Proper job. Have news. Meet me at midnight. The Reading Room, British Museum. Watch out for Nazis. Sorry, I mean Scottish people. My God! This could be what we've been waiting for. I must go thither, forthwith, and see firsthand. No second thoughts, no half measures, no quarter given, no nickel and dime taken. Then feel it with my own 2 eyes, and if I taste anything fishy when the wind changes, someone's damn well going to hear about it, because I'll draw a line in the sand, some fruit on a bowl, and a moustache on a picture of Diana Dawes before I let this baby embarrass itself in a poorly ventilated municipal environment. And I think you know what I mean.
Oh, Bentley, you're so dominating when you're incomprehensible.
Miss Pencilskirt, I cannot say I'm entirely comfortable with you accompanying me on this mission. You're not a trained field agent.
We're hardly in a field, Bentley.
And neither am I entirely comfortable going out on the street wearing this ridiculous kilt. I swear people are staring.
They are staring, but that's not why. Look, this is an undercover operation. A man wearing trousers in public. Think of the commotion that would arouse. We don't want to risk exposure now, do we?
That's precisely what I am in danger of risking, particularly when boarding the omnibus.
Anyway, this way I get to experience your legs, your taut, muscular calves, your rugged, manly knees, and above those your soft, quivering...
Control those wandering hands, Miss Pencil-Skirt.
Sorry, force of habit. Ah, here we are.
Mrs. Scrofula McHary's Ginger Transformarium. This isn't the British Museum.
Oh, do stop gawping. We need to get you off the street before you're recognized.
Good afternoon, ladies, and how may I be of service?
Ladies?
Ah, Mrs. McHary, what a pleasure it is to see you again.
Ah, Penelope, the pleasure's all mine. And the other lady, I don't believe we've been introduced.
I, madam, am
Mac.
Strangetrousers, Mr. Bentley
Mac.
Strangetrousers, and I am...
A man! Good gracious me, so you almost are. My apologies. It's been such a long time since I've witnessed a gentleman disporting himself with such a brazenly naked chin.
Madam, are you saying your absurd inability to accurately ascertain my gender is based upon my lack of a beard?
Well, yes, that and the flabby pendulous breasts.
Pendulous? How dare you? I'm just not quite as pert as I used to be.
Bentley, darling, please don't make a scene. You see, the thing is, Mrs. McHary, of late my husband here has been worried that he's not, well, not as big and Scottish as the other men in the office.
Husband? Why ever didn't you say so?
In fact, Mrs. McHary, it's frightfully embarrassing, I know, but we've been worried that he might be experiencing a touch of Englishness in the Sporran department. And we were wondering if there was anything you might recommend to redistill his whiskey.
Oh, I see, the poor wee bairn. And how does this Englishness affect your Highland games? Are his haggises...
Unboiled, yes.
And his caber?
Barely tossed in weeks.
Heavens to Betsy. Well, in that case, I would urgently recommend an extensive course of ginger.
Three hours later, Bentley Strangetrousers stands before the imposing edifice of the British Museum, sporting a full ginger beard, orange-dyed legs, and authentic Jocks-Away nasal hair extensions, circa 1587.
Ah, treasure trove of the ancient world, lock-up garage of the civilized West. The British... What's this? The British Museum?
Don't make a scene, Bentley. Let me get the tickets.
Tickets?
Yes. You didn't expect admission to be free, did you? A lot has changed whilst you were away.
So it would appear. But I think I can still manage to buy a couple of museum tickets without the assistance of a mere secretary.
All right. Please yourself. But do try not to be too...
What?
English.
My dear Pencil Skirt, you forget. I'm a trained undercover operative, a spook, a ghost, a human chameleon, able to blend instantly and seamlessly into any social milieu or foreign culture, no matter how alien or primitive it may be.
Next, please.
Ah, my good man, I wish to purchase but two of your finest full-price museum tickets for the British Museum, and when you've completed your transactional functionalities, I would appreciate it if you would be so kind as to furnish me with directions to the museum tea shop with immediate dispatch.
The museum what shop?
Yes, I mean, Och I, the new laddie, I be a Scottish type man, wanting to get my hands on a pair of... Penny, what's the Scotch for tickets?
That would be tickets.
Ah, yes. A pair of cheap-rate McTickets for your extortionately overpriced museum, and move your ass, och, and I dinna want nae tea shop the new. I'll instead be a-wanting some hard liquor and a fight. Rangers 2, Hearts 2. It's a raw brick, moonlick, timorous wee beastie. I belong to Glasgow, Hootsmon, etc., etc.
Ah, you'll be English then.
Yes.
That'll be 4 shillings and 6pence, please, sir.
A bargain at 2/3 the price. Mission accomplished. Tickets surreptitiously acquired. Now, what to do until the museum shuts?
Well, I suppose we could just look around. I think there's a map over there. Oh, yes. Let's see now. We're in the Scottish Gallery, so that must be the junction of the Exhibition of Highland Ceramics and the Hall of Medieval Porridge. To the left are the Classical Galleries, Romano Scots Britain, and whiskies from the tombs of the Kilmarnock Pharaohs. Any of that take your fancy?
Not really. What about across the hall here?
The Elgin Shortbreads, and the Mausoleum of Robert the Bruce.
Yes, I think I might just scout out the gift shop.
Later that night, in the deep labyrinthine chambers of the British Museum, a pair of beskirted figures bearing torches advanced through the closed and inky galleries.
Come on, Penny. We must be close to the reading room. Damn it, this place looks so different in the dark.
Oh, wait. There's a light up ahead. Is that a leather fedora I see bobbing amidst the stacks?
I think so. Now, listen to me, Penny. There's a chance this could be a trap. I want you to go now, take this letter, and if I'm not back by dawn, post it.
Macready and Twang.
Never mind about the address now. Just go.
Good luck, my proud warrior.
Now then, into the dragon's den. Professor Phil! I'd recognize that hat anywhere. Professor Phil, 'tis I, Bentley Strangetrousers.
Who are?
Ah, Professor, move into the light so I can see more of you. Now, take off that leather hat. Now that leather cloak. And now those leather boots. And now that leather corset.
As you wish, my lover. Satisfied now, Strangetrousers?
Great bulging dead heats in a Zeppelin race. You're not Indiana Phil. You're Heliotrope's right-hand femme fatale and ultimate challenge to the structural tolerance of non-medical support wear. Medea Black.
That's Queen Medea Black now. Thanks to you, my pipers. Now, seize him.
Yes, I'm the Queen.
Unhand me, you swine.
Across London, in the heather-bedecked throne room of Buckingham Palace, King Raoul I paws over the regal in-tray.
Well, Lord Chamberlain, a long but productive series of audiences today, I fancy. So, what have you on tomorrow's schedule?
Well, my liege, let us consult the Royal Scottish Diary. At 9 a.m. tomorrow, we begin with a delegation of kilt makers from Edinburgh regarding the new Royal Sporran. There's a trial model here for you to test, sire. Then, at 10, we have a deputation of concerned citizens petitioning for the abolition of Birmingham.
And they would be from?
Birmingham.
How wonderfully public-spirited of them. And after that?
Well, sire, at 10:01, you have a...
Raoul, darling, I have a present for you.
As I pulled myself from the floor of the throne room, I became aware of an all-too-familiar figure. Long of limb, short of root, with well-manured toenails and expertly pleached ornamental legs. He was posing arrogantly before a gilt-framed full-length Rococo dustbin, whilst bedecked in a haggis-skin jacket and shocking purple above-knee kilt, replete with porridge trim and 18-year-old oak-matured socks.
You forgot to mention my thistle teeth. Some say they're my best feature.
Heliotrope!
That's King Raoul to you.
Not likely. If you think I'm going to stand idly by whilst you turn my England into some unspeakable Highland theme park, you've got another thing coming. Even as we speak, some of the greatest English thinking minds of our age are at work, thwarting against you.
Oh, I do so hope you're including the amusing, behatted Indiana Phil in that.
You devils, what have you done to him?
You'll find out soon enough, Strangetrousers.
But he must be alive. We found his trowel.
You idiot. That trowel was merely a plant.
Great horticultural horrors!
Now look, Strangetrousers, has it never occurred to you that my claim to the throne might actually be genuine?
Don't be absurd.
Believe what you like, but the truth is this. A wind of change has blown through the clubs and palaces of this creaking old country. I can feel it even now.
In that kilt, I'm hardly surprised.
You may not like it.
That's why I'm not wearing it.
But the choice is simple. Either soar like a bird, borne aloft by this wind of freedom, or fight it and be blown along into the gutters with the other common waste.
Our star is in the ascendant, Strangetrousers.
Now I am king. I need loyal lieutenants, men of wit and wisdom with grit under their nails and steel in their hearts.
And in the absence of any such men, you might do in a pinch.
What an attractive sales pitch you both make.
Much as I hate to interrupt, my dread liege, we still have the new royal Sporran for you to try. Don't worry, I've kept the ceremonial money in a safe place, deep inside my wallet.
Who is this whiskey-preserved, near-ambulatory bag of bones?
Allow us to introduce our Lord Chamberlain.
I am MacLeish, William Wallace MacLeish, Lord Chamberlain, and the King's personal advisor on all matters obstinately Tartan.
Oh, what a lack of pleasure it is to meet you, sir.
No, I can assure you the revulsion is all mine.
Too kind. So, you're the fellow responsible for decking out heliotrope in this ridiculous miniskirt.
Ridiculous?
Miniskirt?
In this noble, albeit wonderfully revealing kilt of state, Raoul shall bestride the kingdoms of Scotland and England like a colossus.
I pity the view of the people of Gretna Green.
Very droll. But this isn't a game, Agent Strangetrousers. Or from now on, that will be Mr. McSilkuthkilt.
Never! My name, sir, is Strangetrousers. Strangetrousers. Do you hear? Not Muck or Mac Strangetrousers, not Mr. Uncanny Kilts, or any other spurious Highland nomenclatorial abomination, but Strangetrousers, an Englishman born and bred, and there is nothing, absolutely nothing, which you or any of your Tartan fiends can do to change that.
You think so?
I know so.
Very well. You leave me no choice. Queen Medea Black.
Yes, my king.
Saddle our finest hunting haggises. We ride for the tower at dawn.
At once, my king.
Lord Chamberlain.
Sire.
Arrange transport for our prisoner and send word to the tower. Tell them to prepare room 1, Ock 1.
Is this the end for Bentley Strangetrousers? What terrors await him in room 1 Ock 1? And what has really happened to Professor Indiana Phil? Find out in the final whiskey-drenched episode, One Stoon to Schoon Them All. A Tyranny in Tartan was written by Darren Gooding and performed by Damien Bell, Mary Boland, Sarah Jane Derrick, Darren Gooding, David Hughes, Jerry McKee, and Richard Potter, with assistance from the audience. Music by Tina Gooding and Darren Tansley. Sound engineering and recording was by Darren Tansley. Foley sound effects were performed by Matthew Orchard and Richard Potter. The audience wrangler was Dean Akin-Jones. The podcast was recorded at Colchester Arts Centre and is an I Hear Voices theatre company production.